Hey guys, it's Rad Fox here, and today I'm going to change the oil on my 2016 Golf R. I've only got about 2,300 miles on the car, but I've been driving it pretty hard, so I want to take a look and see how much metal debris is in the oil after the initial break-in, and just get some fresh oil in there. So I chose the mold tool specific oil. This is what APR is using. And I figure if this oil is good enough for APR and they're pushing the cars as hard as they are, then it's good enough for my R. And the spec for the Golf R is 502, and so you can see that this specific oil, which is very specific, right, meets the 505.01 and the 502.00 spec. And so you need 6 quarts of that to do an oil change, about 6 quarts. And in terms of tools, though, and in terms of other tools, you just need a Phillips screwdriver to unscrew the oil drain plug. So I've got the old one right here, and Phillips screwdriver just locks on this thing perfectly. It's absolutely amazing. Uses a little O-ring to seal. It's just a quick turn to unscrew it and pop it out, and a quick turn to put it back in and tighten it in. Now this is my original one. I actually bought a brand new one with the new O-ring in the kit that I bought, and I'll show you that here in a second. But to remove the filter housing, you could use something as simple as a 12-inch crescent. This fits right on there, and it's very easy to turn the oil filter housing and loosen it up with this. I don't have the exact metric socket that's needed, but this is an 1 1/4 socket, and this works perfect. So I actually use this in the video. And an oil funnel to make sure that you can direct the oil down inside the filler cap, and make sure that this is going to stay stable and not fall over. Obviously the filter, a factory filter with a new O-ring for the filter housing, and an oil catch can. I used 2 different ones because I really wanted to see how much metal debris was in the oil when I emptied it. So I captured everything in the metal pan here first, and poured it slowly into the black one to see if I could see how much metal was left in the silver pan. But really there was no pooling of metal debris, and I'll show you in the video that there was little metal specks on the top of the black oil catch can, but that's a lot less than what I thought was going to be in there, so I think the engine's doing fine. But this is all you really need to do the job. So let's go take a look at the oil kit that I actually ordered.
Okay, so I chose a oil service kit from ecstuning.com, and if you can enter your specific vehicle. Here you can see Golf 7 R 2.0 Turbo, and I went to engine, and I went to oil service, and then you can see they have a nice selection of oil service kits. Basically 4 different oils: Castro Edge, Mold Tool Specific, Liquid Moly, and Row. I've never heard of this Row, so I'm not sure exactly what that is, but these kits up here are a little pricey because they actually come with a replacement oil filter housing, a billet aluminum oil filter housing. You can get it polished, you can get it in black, and so that drives the price up a little bit, but I didn't go for that. If you scroll down here at the bottom, you can see they have a Castro Edge and a Mold Tool Specific and a Liquid Moly kit. So I chose the Mold Tool Specific kit because this is the oil that APR is running on their cars, and if this is good enough for a 500 horsepower car, then this is definitely good enough for my car. This particular kit is $72, and it's about $20 for ground shipping on it, and it comes with a new replacement oil drain plug. I'm sure you could reuse this drain plug many times and not even worry about it, but it's just sort of nice to have a replacement plug, so I was happy to buy this kit. Obviously the filter comes with a new housing O-ring, and it comes with about 6 quarts, 5W40 oil, and you can see here that it meets the 2 main Volkswagen specifications. And for the Golf R, you need to use 502.00, So this oil meets that specification and or exceeds it. And with this kit, you do get a little sticker you can put in your window. I'm going to put this on my toolbox, though. I'm probably going to do it again at around 5,000 miles.
All right, let's open this up. All right, I'm going to use this metal pan because it's fairly clean to catch the oil. I have a plastic catch as well, but since this is the first oil change, I really want to get a look at how much metal is in the oil when it comes out. So this will give me a good chance to put my finger in here and move it around and take a look at it. So I'm going to use this pan to do to catch oil. All right, I'm going to take a couple rags with me down here in case I spill something, and a Phillips screwdriver to take out that plug. Okay, so we're under the car. Here's the oil pan, nice and plastic, very interesting. And here's the oil drain plug right here. We're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to loosen that up. The car's been driven. I've been driving around this morning running errands, so it's pretty warm. Okay, look good. All right, let's just turn it, unscrew it. Then this is the easiest damn drain plug I have ever encountered in my life. And there it is. Let's see, ready? Pull. Oh shit. You can see that, right? Good. All right, we're gonna let this drain, and let's go up to the top and let's pull the oil filter off. Okay, so here's the oil filter housing, right on top of the engine. From the front here is the intake manifold, throttle body right here, and here's the oil filter housing. And it sort of sucks because the filter drops down in, and you can see the seal's down below the filter. So when you open this, you could get some oil running back down along the front of the engine. So I'm going to go ahead and pack some rags down in here and make sure that I've got enough rags in here to catch most of what could possibly leak out. And that sort of sucks because there's this wiring harness right here. I've got some of it there. I'm gonna go, let's put another rag down in here. just in case. I don't want to mess the engine. You know, when I took my GTI in to the dealership to have the oil changed, and you know, I knew I should have probably done it myself, but I was like, I'll take it into the dealer and let them do it. And then I immediately I had to go on a road trip to Phoenix, and when I got down to Phoenix, I put the car up on the lift, and I can't remember if I was putting the downpipe, the aftermarket downpipe back on, or taking it off or whatever, but I put the car up on the lift, and there was freaking oil everywhere underneath the car. I absolutely couldn't believe it. You know, I specifically went to the dealer so that you know, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. And then it turns out that, you know, from my investigation, taking the front clip off the car, that I guess they had taken the oil filter out, maybe the housing, and set it right over here, and it must have tipped over, and the oil went all down in here inside the wheel well, and there's a little air pocket, a little air cavity area, at least on the GTI, down in here, and it filled up in there. And then as I was driving on the highway, it just kept leaking underneath the car, shooting back up underneath the car. The whole underside of the car was freaking oily, and there was no way to really clean it. I tried, you know, spraying brake cleaner and stuff on it like that, and you'd have to rub every nook and cranny underneath there. It was a fucking mess. So now with the R, I'm gonna do all my oil changes. Maybe right there. Okay, so we can use a large crescent. This is a 12-inch crescent. This is fits on here nice and easy. You can see that's already going to turn it. I don't know what the conversion is. We have to run the conversion, but this is an 1.25 inch socket, and that will work as well with the ratchet. All right. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start loosening this. Yeah, I better leave it on here. Okay. And I'll pull this off. And now I just got to get this out of here without dripping any oil. And there was a little bit of oil I just dripped. All right, so can you see this here? There goes more oil. I can hear more oil running out now that I just pulled this filter out. I'm going to wipe this down here. There's no oil anywhere on it here on the outside of this. And you can see there's this little insert that you have to line back up with O-rings on it that plugs down into the engine block. And then here's the filter. And it looks nice and dirty. And let's take a look at it here. You can see what it looks like. Oh, man, bright as hell out here. Okay, looks decent. All right. So you saw me pull the filter out, and I just wanted to show what it looked like down in here, just for reference. All right, so we have this O-ring here that we need to replace that came with the new filter. And just using my fingers here, right? Looks like it's fairly easy to take off. All right, there's the O-ring. I'm going to replace that. Looks like there's some kind of factory grease or something that they use on that O-ring, because this little groove here has got some white stuff in it. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's the new O-ring. Let's put that on. Usually when you're dealing with O-rings and seals and stuff like that, you want to like put your finger in there and get a little bit of oil and put some oil on this O-ring here. You don't want it to be dry because it'll stick and bind. And so let's put this O-ring back on here. Pull it around the sides here. Get it in that groove. All right, you can see that, right? Okay. Nice and aligned properly. No binding. All right, so here's the new filter. And it shouldn't matter which way it goes on. I'm going to go ahead and slide it in. Make sure it's seated all the way in. You heard it sort of pop in there. Okay, so I've got the filter here installed in the housing. And I'm going to go ahead and line it up down there. And
Try to get this started. Now I got it started. I'm going to pull this paper towel out of here, if I can get it. Paper towel out here. Now that's started. You see all that oil that would have leaked down in there. Caught it. Right. Pull this rag out of here too. It didn't look like it caught any or dripped any oil down in here. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and hand tighten this up. There's a little gap there, so we still got to get this further in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the socket on here. Oh, look at that. Okay, look at this. Very interesting. There actually is a little paint mark here that shows where it was before. So I'm going to go ahead and just tweak it a little bit. I'm not going to go any tighter than that, though. Pretty close, so that's where I'm going to stay. So you can see that it's pretty much stopped coming out here. I mean, we got a little bit of drips here. I'm just going to wipe this off right here. And then we got the new drain plug, right? Put it on my Phillips screwdriver here and line it up, and we're gonna turn it till it clicks in. Wipe up the excess oil here. And now let's pull this oil pan out.
So I'm going to pour the oil in here because I want to see what's down in the bottom of here. Let's take a look. That's already off. Okay, good. Okay.
Why don't you just keep the car you're renting?
I don't see any metal pieces yet.
Oh, she's keeping
That's really good.
On Monday, something. Look at
that.
She's keeping
Let's see what's down here in this last little bit. Okay, so actually I do see some very, very fine, probably metal. I'm assuming that's metal swirling around in the oil as it's draining down in there. Very, very fine. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that or not. Let me see if I can get the camera a little closer. Okay. All right. Actually, oh yeah, you can see little specks of shiny metal in here. Okay, let's keep pouring. I wonder if you guys can see that swirly, very, very fine metal particles in there. Okay, there's the old plug. Wow, I'm impressed. This actually is I would say that this is less metal than what I had on my GTI. Wow, I mean, I'm not seeing any real pooling of particles, but in the sunlight over here, I can see little specks sitting around here. Let me get a close up with the GoPro.
Can you see the little sparkles in here? Little bronze or gold sparkles. Okay, so that is little pieces of probably bearings that are in here, but this actually is really good. This is better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought there'd probably be a lot more metal in this. My GTI had a lot more metal than this in it. Okay, I think we're done with this, so now let's put the oil back in the car. Okay, let's take this cap out, and I'm going to set it to the side. And just so I don't make a damn mess, I'm going to put this funnel in here.
Okay, it has a nice little funnel, or a little spout on it, I mean, right?
There's 5 quarts. Okay, so I'm just letting the oil circulate back up into that oil filter. Okay, so that's enough for me.
Okay. Let's take a look in here. Okay, I'm just going to wipe it all down first. And you can see that there's little dimples in here in this region in here. So this is the region you want your oil to be after you've done an oil change. Probably preferably more towards the top, so you have room to burn some oil down over time before it goes below this point and ends up being too low. All right, let's see where we're at. We're at the very bottom, it looks like. So it might be hard to tell in here, but the oil is going right here to this little bump or this little bend in the dipstick right here. So we need to add probably about another quart. Usually on most cars this whole area right here is about 1 quart, but not always. So check your owner's manual. Pop the oil cap off. I gotta put that like this. Make sure it doesn't fall out again. There. I think I'm going to try adding about a half quart. Oh shit. Pop this thing out of here. Let's see if I can get it to pull back out. Oh shit. You pain in the ass. Alright. A little bit hard to pull out, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour it like this. Make sure I got some in here.
Joey, just give her the bag.
Okay, what I want to be about 500, I said. Sit for a second. That's on, right? Okay, so we're still in the bottom region here, so I'm going to go ahead and add probably the rest of this quart. Let's go ahead and do it. Go ahead and add our oil. Okay, so that's about 6 quarts. And now we have no more oil. Let's go ahead and put this cap back on. Okay. Okay, so now we're what, about 3/4 up right here. And it may not have completely settled. We'll check it again after we drive it for a while, but this is definitely in the safe zone, so I'm happy with this. Now I'm just going to come back in here and wipe some instant detailer on everything, everywhere where there's little bits of smeared oil. Looks like we're done with this.